everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat, and the cat is on one again. Get in the basket. Sorry, everybody. Welcome to the lifeboat. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville. So, I am so in the mood for squirrel right now. I can't tell you. She wants to bite cords. Didn't work out last time. Get in the basket. Come on. Oh, stop it. Just trying to chew the cord off the microphone. All right, bear with me, people. I know this is not particularly professional, but we have a cat in the basket. So, if you saw the thumbnail,
get out.
Good, get her out of there. Thank you.
Let's go.
If you saw, she is a naughty cat. If you saw the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the successes of the lifeboat. And before we do, the cat, Mama Scoville, is trying to remove the cat, and she has a carpet, an entire carpet she's holding on to. She wants to be here, but she just wants to be here to tear things up. So don't, at this point, you're saying, what happened to your eye? So I got a bit of a cut above it. And by tomorrow, this right here is just going to be black. It's one of those things that I've had a few of in the past. And I promise you this one is going to look ugly. Sadly, it's already starting to come in. But you should see the other guys. All right, Ma, let her in. She's just going to destroy the door if you don't. She's, hey, Swizz Vape, good to see you. Really good to see you. So the story goes something like this. I was on the way to make a large deposit into my ATM when three young men jumped out of a car and attacked me. Fortunately, I wasn't severely injured. All right, now, so I fell in the garage. I stepped on I washed my car about 2 weeks ago now, and one small piece of the undercarriage of the car got ripped off by the machine that washes the car. And they refuse to do a thing about it too, which really frustrates me. I can't begin to tell you. So I'm having to call my insurance company. Hey, happy birthday, Brandon Calloway. Happy birthday. That is worthy of a one. So they refuse to do anything about it. I called the owner, and I've had to call my insurance company to get this fixed, but I've got a large piece of plastic in my garage, and I went out to try and get, I needed to get a part for a watch, and I stepped on this thing, and it caused me to tumble, and my face came down on the workbench that I had assembled out there to work on watches, and I got a cut up here above my eye, and it's this whole number right here is just starting to, it's doing the bump, 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 where you can feel the heartbeat in it, which is never a fun feeling, but that's where I'm at. So that's what's up with my eye. No, just open her up. Thank you. Come here. Come here, you evil kitty. So people, today was one of those days where, they come in, things come in batches where you get a decent amount of bad news, and then you'll get a lot of good news. And it's sort of, there's an ebb and flow. But if you saw the post that I did on the Lifeboat Facebook page, whatever. If you saw that thing over there on what was supposed to be Meta, but it hasn't been working out, so they're not pushing the Meta thing much. Over there, I did a post that shows Buddha Davis. It's got a picture of him. Dennis, good to see you. It's got a picture of Buddha from the front, and they have recently trimmed up his beard and cut off a lot of hair, and he just looks amazing. He's got color in his cheeks. It was one of those things that his grandmother sent me a picture of him and basically said that she had her doodle bug back, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's the lifeboat, but more importantly, it's him. I mean, he did what needed to be done. I wish I knew what that evil cat was doing. Stop that. Come here. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Buddha's story. It's difficult to quit doing drugs, right? Just plain and simple. It is a very, very difficult process to quit doing drugs for anybody. We've all been through it. It's not an easy thing to do under the best of circumstances. But if you've had 5 or 6 back surgeries, if you've been put together with pins, then that's a cat chewing on my finger. So you think she's a nice kitty. You're wrong. So it is a situation where he really is in pain most of the time. And that makes things very difficult. If you're trying to, to get sober and your substance of choice is pain meds, it is a difficult thing, a far more difficult thing if, you have to get off of a substance that you need anyway in order to live. And we talked for, it's got to be closing in on almost a year that we've been working with each other and trying to get him into some kind of a program that's going to work for him. I've told the story on the boat before, but the people at the pain specialty clinic told him, oh yeah, we can get you in after September. It doesn't sound horrendous now. It's really bad, but they told him that 4 or 5 months ago. And, the fact that he was able to sort of hold out. And we started talking about the kind of, drugs that pain management clinics might put him on. And he opted to get into medical assisted treatment. And that's a brave thing to do when you're in pain every day. That's really a brave thing to do when you're living your life in pain. And I was so excited for him. I really was. And I told him how these pain management, these MAT clinics work. And normally they're going to give you 40 milligrams of the substance he's on, and they're going to take it up about 10 milligrams a day. So within a couple of weeks, you'll be at that level that is going to provide relief from pain, and it's going to block the receptors, and it's going to make it a whole lot easier to stay sober. He got in there and they started him at half that. And then they told him that every other day they were going to take him up 2 milligrams or 3 milligrams. It was ridiculous. I've never heard anything like this anywhere in the world. And I have seen a bunch of clinics. No other place has ever done anything like this. It really is just one of those things that was unfair. And it bummed me out to no end. And I thought to myself, for the 100th time with Buddha, I thought to myself, you know what, this is just not going to work out and it's unfair. But he hung in there and, got that climb at, a couple of milligrams every other day, which is just barbaric. But he put up with pain and hung in there. And the guy looks like $1 million and he's just living a much better life. And the credit goes to Buddha. About 90% of that credit goes to Buddha, and the rest goes to you people for always being supportive and always being there. And that's, the joy in the lifeboat. And I'm going to say this, and if I offend anybody, it is what it is. I am of the firm belief that that God has a hand in all of this. I really do. I 100%. So if you hear me say something like, I'll give 90% of the credit to Buddha and 10% to the boat, I give 100% of the credit to God, but it requires the effort on, on Buddha's part, and he put it in there. He really did, and I'm so proud of the dude, man. I really, really am proud of the dude. It swells the heart. I wrote in the post, if you didn't get a chance to see it, I wrote in the post that when I first started doing this, and we were able to monetize early on. We monetized in under 80 days, which is just incredible, right? If you're not Justin Bieber or somebody, it takes a long time to monetize. And the vast majority of that came from people from Chase the Heat and people from Wages World. But the crew of the boat, without me ever saying anything, because you're not supposed to pop on and say things like, hey, could you do me a favor and watch a bunch of videos? Everybody on the boat started leaving comments. Hey, you know what? Turn on 3 devices and leave them on all night. We got to get him to 4,000 hours. And the boat did, I think, 20,000 views in a month. And the amount of time that we got, we had to have 4,000 hours of watch time. And we pulled it off in under 80 days. And I got an email from somebody who shall remain nameless, who said, you're never a friend, an old friend, who said, you're never going to get rich Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Christopher. Can we get some prayers for Christopher? Hang in there, brother. I have been exactly where you're at. It is a very, very painful thing. It really is. But hang in there. Um, I don't blame you, man. Get some sleep. I will tell you this. There was a time in my life where I thought I would never ever get to see my kid ever again. I got to a point where I thought it's never going to happen. And a day does not go by that I don't talk to her. So you just don't know what the future holds. But hang in there, brother, and get some sleep. Thoughts and prayers for you, and we'll continue to do that. But I got so back to what I was saying. I got a message from somebody that said, "You're never going to make any money doing a sobriety channel on YouTube." You know, he said, no, what he said is you're never going to get rich, is what he said. You're never going to get rich doing a sobriety channel on YouTube. And I agreed with him. You know what I mean? That wasn't what we were shooting for anyway. But when things like this happen, it's really easy to feel rich. It really is. It's really easy to feel like you're getting paid here in a way that nobody else on YouTube or nobody else anywhere on any platform is getting paid. So my hat's off to Buddha, and he's just come such a long way, man. And it's absolutely amazing to watch. It really is. And it's one example of so many. And I'm really comfortable with Buddha. We've built a very close friendship, and I feel comfortable telling the story. There are stories I can't tell on the boat. You know what I mean? That I just don't have. I can't. It's not within my my purview to come out here and tell some of those stories. But it's amazing what this channel is doing. If you happen to see Heather's video, I believe it was last night. It was last night's video. She was able to take a call from Lemmy, and if you've been on the boat for any length of time, then you know Lemmy's story, and it's a tough one. You know, he lost his brother, and he lost him the worst way you can lose somebody. His brother was murdered, and he was murdered by somebody that he was kind enough to allow to come into his house. You know, there were homeless people who were on drugs, and he was allowing them to come in and shower and sleep there, and one of them took his life. And that is one of those things that I can't imagine. I don't know how too many people who have not been there could possibly imagine that. But you know, when he first found the boat, it was pretty dark. You know, his attitude on life, and understandably, I'm not casting aspersions on this man at all. Super understandable, you know. But he has his own channel. It's called Lemmy Audit You, as in like the former frontman from Motorhead, great rock band, Europe's loudest rock band, Motorhead. You know Motorhead. Come on. The Ace of Spades. Hang with me, people. Anyway, so Lemmy's been through it. But if you could see him on that show, if you didn't see it, man, please go back and get a look at Lemmy on the lifeboat from last night's show. You talk about a guy that is just moving forward and just really in a great place. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should go by. He's an absolute fighter for First Amendment rights, and you know, I've watched those channels before, and there's usually one of two camps. There are people who say, you know what, you got to fight for you know, the rights that we have in this country, and there are people who say, you know, that they feel like those people are picking fights or whatever. If you watch him on the lifeboat, he's one of the nicest people you would ever come across, and I've been spending an awful lot of time talking to him, and it's just another really great example of somebody who is really making leaps and bounds moving forward on, you know, because of all of what you people do on the lifeboat. Truthfully, you know, if you say you people, you're a racist. I think I read that a couple of times. But you people have done absolutely amazing things in the lives of so many people. And there is a list of about 9 individuals. I was trying to figure this out earlier, but the best number that I can come up with is 9. There are about 9 individuals who have stepped away from the boat for no other reason than they're in a perfect place. They have gotten to a point where they feel very strong in their sobriety, and this is not something that they feel the need to come by every day and check in with us, but they routinely send me emails to just say, you know what, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the help on the boat. I feel awkward as hell when I get those emails. The thanks really does fall with the people on the boat. But this channel is a success, and it feels amazing to be able to say that. But it absolutely is. Absolutely, it is a success, and that is, you hope against hope when you build something like this, that it's going to get to that point where you feel like, you know what, this is what it's supposed to be doing. And that is where we're at. It really is. We are also at an all-time high in terms of the number of people on the boat. We have never hit this number before. We are at 3,890 people on the lifeboat. Another 110 people, and I will be scarfing some foul fish with my much, much older brother, Johnny. Don't know if Johnny's here, but I thought I would throw a quick insult out in case he's lurking. He's usually here. And if you throw out a really good Johnny insult, you can usually get him to pop up and say something. Much older brother. So I was actually going to start the show today by saying, so I was in the parking lot of a grocery store where I was there to pick up some Just for Men. I'm kidding. I fell in the garage, but that's how I was going to start my good story. I was on a run for Just for Men. I don't use Just for Men. I'm just a lot younger than my brother. He's got that whole Santa thing going on. Swiss Vape is another, he says, I'm looking forward, Tommy. He's another example of somebody that has just come so far. Because come so far. He was on virtually everything. When are you choking down some rotten fish? We need 110 more subscribers on the lifeboat. When we get 110 more subscribers, the Systroming is going to get snarfed. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with the. There really are a lot of ways to do Systroming. I mean, you can eat it out of the can the way my brother and I did. Oh. Felt that bandage starting to come off. It's terrible right out of the can. There are other ways to do it. I think Johnny once made the most foul, unbelievable thing I have ever seen. I'm sorry, Dennis. A front man is usually a term used for the lead singer of a band. They call him the front man, and Lemmy was the front man for, and what an unusual front man. The guy would stand like this and sing up to a microphone that was above him. Lemmy he was fun to watch. He really was. Try making it the way it's supposed to be made. You know what? I mean, we could do that. That's done with a slice of cheese, a little bit of tomato, and put on bread. Johnny has done that as well. And he said in no uncertain terms, it is just as foul done that way. But one other time, he actually made a smoothie out of hakarl. And if you're unfamiliar with hakarl, it is a onion. That's right. Swiss Vape knows. Onions, not tomato. Slice of onion. Hakarl Systroming together, says Seventh Son, who really cares deeply about me and enjoys watching me retch. Garlic as well. Swiss Vape, what is the exact, so it's garlic, a slice of tomato, and then in bread, is that it? If you put enough garlic and onion on anything, I think I could eat it. Just eating the fillets out of the can. Yes, Ogad's smoothie. The most nasty. I had a dog named Carl. Says V. I think I would rather eat dog. I'm sorry. I know that's pickled, stuffed. You know what? You're going to have to give me the whole thing, Drew, because you're giving it to me in drips and drabs, and now I'm getting more confused. So, pickled and stuffed. What? I'm confused. But whatever it is, we are 110 people away from it. This is as close as we've been to the the round 2 of Systroming, and I can't say I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hitting 4,000. That's going to be. We have, if by some chance we could do 1,100 people by July 31st, then we would hit the mark. Our goal for the second year was 5,000 people. I'd be happy as hell with 4,000. That's so much more than most channels get to by year 2. I'm not in any way, shape, or form complaining. Carl would have enough meat on him. He was a huge dog. I saw a dog. I took a picture of it. At the show the other day, there was a woman carrying a what looked like a husky, but a very, very small one. And it sits in a backpack on her back, and its paws were out like this through little holes in the backpack. Like, it's made for that reason. But I saw it from the side, and I thought, what a cruel thing to do to a dog. You know what I mean? Like, to have it all strapped up in there like that. And then she came over to the booth to look at watches. And this was the happiest dog I've ever seen in my life. Like, this dog was chilling. It was so happy to be in this little backpack. There's some really cool people on the lifeboat. M. Hunt, now Lemmy, Miss V. Yeah, you know what, Dennis, you as well. I'll be really honest with you people. The number of people on the lifeboat who aren't cool, like I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head. We've had our moments, you know what I mean? You bring 4,000 people together, and you're going to come across some very diverse personalities, and sometimes you'll come across some that don't jive. There are some people out there who are going to be watching this and going, he's got a black eye. I really hope somebody, beat the crap out of him. I've got those fans to be sure. But the vast majority of people who are here are just the salt of the earth. They really, really are the salt of the earth. And I'm not cool. I'm a weirdo. Yes, but you're cool. You're definitely stranger than fiction, but you're cool. He can eat those absolutely tart things. I want to say Shibas are the small dogs. That would be the small husky-looking ones. I would imagine that this dog was not considerably bigger than Squirrel, but just absolutely beautiful. I took a picture of it. Hello, Deion Russell. Hugs to you as well. I'll be at 55 milligrams tomorrow, Tommy. Almost there, brother. When I hit 80, I think I'm going to crush it. You know what? You look so good, Buddha. You really do. You just look amazing. And I know that when you get to 80 milligrams, that's going to be the number that works well for you. Charles McClellan said, Pomeranian, baby. I smoked a little Pomeranian in college, but I'm done with that stuff. The entire thing is over. I was relieved Heather could pull me up yesterday, and I'm glad Lemmy was able to get through. I was relieved Heather couldn't pull me up yesterday and that Lemmy could get through. You know what? Lemmy was great. I would like to get Lemmy on for a full interview, and I reached out to him this morning, and we did a little texting back and forth. He kind of has a full schedule. He usually is working about this time, but if I cannot get him on at 5, we might have to push it to 6. But I do want to do a full interview. I think that, first of all, he's a great public speaker. And I really think that his story will touch a lot of people's lives. And, he made reference to it on last night's show, but I am in his 5. So he had sent me a text message that he was struggling a bit. And this is days ago. And then he realized he had some brandy in his house that was for cooking. It was like cooking brandy. And, just being honest, anytime anybody says anything like that, I get nervous, and I'm typing in that, he needs to get rid of it, get it out of the house, whatever. And a video popped up on my phone, and it was him pouring it down the drain. And when we have him on, I think I'd like to play that clip, because it was just, I can't tell you again, it's the boat. It's the lifeboat winning. And my apologies to any non-believers or anyone, but I can feel God working through the lifeboat. I really can. The number of people that we're reaching, we are past 50. We are past 50 individuals that we have helped get on medical assisted treatment. that number is really closer to 100, but 50 of them, the lifeboat paid for the doctor, the first and second prescription. And that's just huge. And it's your money. You know, you people have donated that money, and we had some people reach out today and donate some money as well. I get emails now a couple of times a week from people that say I would like to make some donations to the boat. And winning. Where is Johnny when you need him? Yeah, I loved it when he used to say that, when Charlie Sheen was such a. I have heard tell that he is in recovery, and I really hope that that's the. I hope that that's the truth. I hope that he's moving forward. Chimchurri. I don't know what that is. I probably have eaten it, but by reading the word, I don't know what that is. Chimchurri. Isn't that from Chimchimney, Chimchurri? That might be a cartoon or a Disney film. I'm having flashbacks. Oh, is that absolutely foul stuff that you mailed to me? Oh, I'm not putting that stuff on anything. That stuff that makes you feel like all of the water in your body has been sucked out of you. Absolutely terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. It is wonderful, V. It's Mary Poppins. There you go. Santiago Lazo says chimichurri. There you go. Let me see if I can blow this up so I don't look like I'm squinting as much. Huh? So this is going to be the last day that I look normal. I'm telling you right now, I can feel this puppy. I've got my heartbeat thumping in my eye socket. What makes everything taste better, Guy? Practical recipes utilizing reapers. Sounds good. I'll be really honest with you, man. I would much rather, if I have to eat Sistroming or Hokarl or any of that, I would be bacon. Bacon would be fantastic. Anything like that where it just tastes fantastic, I could. It would certainly take the sting out of butter. There you go. Butter, bacon, hot peppers, but I think the right way to do it is probably to eat it right out of the can and then vomit like hell and try to hold it down. I mean, that's what everybody's tuning in for. So I probably will not do. V agrees that bacon would be good. I know, man. Congratulations. The lifeboat is going to wake me up this year. Dennis, you are already awake, brother. You're doing fantastic. It's and it's doing this to a lot of people. It really is. Nobody more than me. I'll be really honest. Nobody more than me. I just feel like, you know what? Why is that happening to me? I really just feel like I'm in a really good place, and it's because of all of the people on the boat coming here and doing what I do. I know Heather feels the same way. There's just something really cathartic about being able to come here. Mr. Ray says, I'm 4 months sober, and I thought I would drink forever and never stop. So something must be happening on the lifeboat. Since you brought it up, I never try to use anyone as an example, unless they're already in the comment section talking about it. But I had a conversation with Mr. Ray, and he was frighteningly intoxicated. It was one of those things that I will remember. Hold on one second. No way. No way. You know what? I have a friend that won first place at the pepper eating contest at the chili cook-off, that was here in town. And I think that's absolutely awesome. But I know the person that won really well. They're lucky I wasn't there, because I think I would have taken it. I'm just saying. I think the person that won is got a great tolerance, but I don't know. I'm a Scoville. I think I probably would have had a run at that, but hold on one moment. To Johnny, no, I'm talking about a long time ago. Long time ago. But so when Mr. Ray Ray called me that time, wildly intoxicated, I'll be honest, I was really worried about the guy. I really was. I was really worried about the guy. I didn't think that there was much of a hope, and that happens a lot. You know what I mean? There are so many times that I think that you feel like maybe there's not a lot of. I never give up hope on anybody. I really don't. I get questions all the time where people say, I think so and so is beyond help, or I think my loved one is beyond help. No one is beyond help. And there's definitely nobody beyond hope. This is one of those things that Chili Phil, 29 days, peeps. Man is about to start counting in months instead of weeks and days. That is absolutely awesome. That really is, Chili Phil. That is awesome. I'm proud of you, man. And here's a great comment. Sobriety gets easier the longer you go. 2.5 years here. Congratulations. That's a long time sober. And it's fantastic. Man, this is what I'm talking about, people. To have this many people who are all pulling in the same direction, that all want to help one another in the same way. I could not be any happier. I really couldn't. Now, I'm going to Noise Opera. Good to see you, brother. I was talking about you to somebody last night. I was bragging about you, actually. I really was. Another cat that has just come so far. So far. Another great crew member. M. Hunt! Good to see you, man. You are loved, M. Hunt. Everybody here, no question. M. Hunt is another. M. Hunt, with all due respect, you talk about somebody that kept me up at night. M. Hunt used to keep me up at night. And there's just not any of that right now. I just feel such a peace at where he is in his life. And damn, that's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's and you know what? I'm looking through the names, and there's just every single name that comes up makes me go, you know what? This is what's supposed to be happening. This is what the boat was supposed to do. And maybe more often we should have shows where we kind of celebrate the successes of people that this thing is getting darker as I'm watching it. Where we celebrate people having their successes, because again, very often in the rest of the world, they don't seem to get that. It's harder. It's hard to go to among people who have never struggled and say, you know what? Hey, I'm sober. How's that? Haven't had a drink in 6 weeks. People, I was told there'd be no math, but I'm pretty damn sure that's in a month too. Let's see. Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it's over a month. Well done, M. Hunt. I'm telling you, there was a time where M. Hunt was the person they probably worried about most on the boat. And the only reason that stopped is because Buddha got here. With all due respect to Buddha, that's the only reason that M. Hunt got knocked out of that position. I don't worry about either of them anymore. And the number of people that we are reaching, I saw some. I mean, the number of emails that I get now, when I started the lifeboat, and emails started coming in. I need a pirate patch. That could happen. That just might happen. I remember very, very distinctly. Ooh, look at that. 3 months, no painkillers or alcohol. 90 days off of 2 poisons. God bless you, man. That is awesome, Charles. That really is. That is awesome. And that is a really rugged combination, people. A really, really rugged combination. Because 1 + 1 = 3, right? That is not fake. It really isn't. If you take one Loratab and one beer, it's like you took 3 Loratabs, right? 1 + 1 = 3. And it's a lot of us who were on pain meds would mix alcohol in there because of how much it would stretch the stuff out, but it makes it so much more dangerous. It really does. I was not one of those people that did that unless I was really low on dope. If I was really low on dope, then I would get out hard booze and I would start drinking it. It was, there was nothing about the synergy I liked other than the fact that I wanted to stretch my dollar. I wanted to be able to remain well. So toward the end of the career, I was doing that stuff. But it's a very, very difficult combination to quit. And I'm always wildly impressed by people that pull that off. I really am. So when the boat first started, the vast majority of emails that I got were from people that were saying, this is my drug of choice. This is what I'm on. I'm really struggling. This is my drug of choice. This is how long I've been doing it. And I'm really struggling. I'm losing this because of the drugs. And I would say that was probably 90% of the emails that I got. And the other 10% would be people that would say, I love the idea of what the lifeboat is. I love what it's doing. And I hope you continue it. Those kind of emails. Now the vast majority of emails that I get are from people celebrating their successes. And, to the individual who told me I wasn't going to get rich, doing the lifeboat, I honestly would like to just send him every one of those. I can't do it. I really don't share, people's emails, but the number of people who email me every day to talk about you people and just what the lifeboat means to them and the crew of the boat. And I was speaking with somebody yesterday, late night, that said, I really love the crew of the lifeboat. Like it has changed my life, over the course of about 7 months. This is something that has moved the needle big time in this person's life. And I think that that's just amazing. And of the over 50 people who are now on medical assisted treatment because of the things that you have done, I am not lying to you. I'm telling you the gospel truth. We have had 4 people out of that 50 who relapsed and went back to using. If you look at the national average, you know what I mean? Most people who try to get sober, we're really doing well as a boat, people. And there are just a lot of really, really neat things that are happening. The people at WebMD are now recommending the lifeboat as a place that you can go instead of paying for counseling. If they want you. Most places that will write you a prescription for medical assisted treatment over the internet. Deb Angel, good to see you. Most places that will write you a prescription over the internet want you attending some kind of group therapy. And that's legit. I mean, that's the way it should be, because it isn't something that works one without the other. You absolutely need to be, doing both. And it's pretty exciting that, they're recommending the boat. And I say that because most of the people who are just starting on medical assisted treatment can't afford a damn counselor. You know what I mean? Like if you're starting on medical assisted treatment, it's because you've really kind of hit the bottom of the rope. You know what I mean? Like you're to the point where bottom of the barrel, end of the rope, you're grasping for straws almost, and you're looking for a lifeline in a very big way. So to give somebody an opportunity to get medical assisted treatment and then not having to spend more money on counseling, I think that's magic. I really do. I think that is absolute magic. I hope that the day is coming where courts across the U.S. will let people do this as well, because it works. And it works because there's nobody here passing judgment on anybody. When you go to a regular counselor and they do group therapy, their job is to pass judgment. I mean, they're nice people, but their job is to say, you're not doing this right, or you're not doing this. And, when you start giving people crap for stumbling, you run them off. And it just really, really creates a problem. It really does. I so look forward to the 2 broadcasts a day. Thank you. I'm glad I found this place. Well, I got a surprise for you, because this is coming. I promise you. Before this upcoming summer ends, we're going to be doing more than 2 of these a day. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tommy, there's no way you're going to do that because you're going to crash and burn. We have other people that are going to be coming and pulling some shows. And as opposed to ways that I've done this in the past where you bring somebody in and you're not sure, these people are literally training right now. Like they're coming and recording entire shows and then sending me the shows. And I'm watching them and making suggestions and, just making sure that they're going to be ready when they sit in the seat. But when that happens, I've said this before, I swear to you, hopefully it's in my lifetime. It may not be, but I see this as there's a time coming where there's always going to be a show on the lifeboat. Like, I don't care what you got going on. If you start feeling squirrely or you start feeling like you're having a bad time, you can always come here and find the show. I know that that's a tall order, but I swear to you it's going to happen. Hopefully in my lifetime. Seventh, that's your best work in a long time. What do you call a sheep with no legs? A cloud. That's really funny. All right. Oh, no, you're not. I know you're probably being funny, but oh, no, you're not. There is nobody on this boat that's passable. Sorry. Absolutely nobody, man. You're a crew member of the lifeboat. And there are no crew members of the lifeboat that we pass at. You're just not passable. You really aren't. I'm so glad that you're here, my man. I'm so glad that you're here. And I mean that. Dennis, you're not going to freak out. I promise you. Dennis's show is coming, and we're working a place out right now. He is a special person. V, I agree with you. And you know what? And if V thinks you're a special person, well, damn it, you are. For real. What's passable? We just want to make sure that the message always remains the same, and that what we want is for the quality of the shows. We're background noise. I've said it a million times. We're background noise so that people can come together and talk. That's the truth. We're background noise, but we want the background noise to always fall within certain parameters. And we really would like to avoid politics. We would like to avoid picking on any one religion or picking on someone else's religion. I am never going to deny my religion. And the more I watch things happen that are bona fide miracles, the harder it is for me to not come here and say, start every show with a prayer and talk about my faith. It's difficult. I'm not lying to you. It's really difficult. But I think that it's kind of like, freedom of religion. This country is turning it into freedom from religion. And I don't want to confuse those two things, right? I had no problem whatsoever with people saying, thank God, you know what, I'm praying for you. All of those things I think are really, really important. And statistically speaking, it is a stone cold fact that those who are, those with a belief in a higher power success rate is about 5 to 1 of people who do not. So I think it's a great thing. I just don't think that we should pick on anybody's, but that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. I had a teacher named Jack Cullen, and that was one of his absolute favorite jokes. He would say that to us all the time. He would also say, and he would work these two in so often close to each other that it was kind of like, meh. A farmer is outstanding in his field. Get that? A farmer is outstanding in his field. But this was also the same rocket scientist who during football season told us that because it's going to be really hot tomorrow, when you get home, before you go to bed tonight, drink as much water as you can possibly hold. And that became a joke that literally until the last day of my father's life My father never once hung up the phone for me and with me and without saying, and remember, drink as much water as you can possibly hold. It may have been the second to the last thing that my father said to me. He ended with an "I love you," but he said, and remember, drink as much water as you can possibly hold. So if you're ever over on the bus and you just put into the comment section, drink as much water as you can possibly hold, it will make Johnny laugh hysterically. I just got a text from Johnny, actually. He said that he was telling them during practice. That's even worse, man. If they were telling you that during practice. Now, by way of full disclosure, this coach was gone, thank the Lord, before I got there. We had gotten a much better coach in. You know, you get something like that, and you probably ought to put it on. Todd, reach out to me. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll make this really easy. Everybody who feels like they would like to take a turn in the chair, reach out to me. Send me an email, and we will do it the exact same way. And there's a reason that I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. I'm going to want you to shoot some videos, right, so that we get a feel. It's not that I'm judging anybody. What it really is a crash course of sorts. Because if the first time you do this and you stare at that light for the first time, you're going to find yourself really uncomfortable. And the last thing on the world I want is to have people feeling uncomfortable. I would like this to be the kind of thing where everybody realizes that they are among friends and that it's something that they enjoy doing, not something that they feel obligated or feel like they're having a bad time with it. If you're someone who's here all the time and you feel like, you got a shot at this, we'd love to hear your story. You know what I mean? And everybody basically knows the tenets of the lifeboat. And by that, I mean, we know for a fact it's a disease. If you don't believe that, then you're never going to sit in this chair. It's a disease. There's no arguing that. It causes the reward center of the brain to wildly malfunction. And that is the reason that it is such a difficult thing to get clean off. What do you call an alligator in a vest? You got to be kidding me. An investigator? Did you get a new book, Seventh? Dennis, see, perfect. And here's the thing, no pressure whatsoever, but I do know somebody who I think would actually be excellent at this. It would be a bit of a change going from what she normally does to long form, but I won't say anyone's name, but we do have a woman who does very similar stuff already on her channel. Oh, look at that. Her name's right there. Miss Dragon absolutely could pull a lifeboat show. It's a little bit longer than the form that she's used to, but I think that would be great. Vape, absolutely something I'm willing to talk to you about, brother. I'm willing to talk to anybody about this. I really am. But reach out to me. Send me a email. Are you watching this thing get darker while we're hanging out here? Because I can feel it puffing up. It's really going to look bad tomorrow. Is that a Step Brothers reference, Buddha? Oh, no, you're just saying hello. Okay. Not me, says Mr. Ray Ray. Never say never. You don't know what the future brings. But yeah, I'm going to need an eye patch by tomorrow. I probably will. But it's I used to have a job collecting leaves. I was raking it in. True story, full of hope. You Irish people, that it's not even so much that they might not understand the accent. It's just that every single thing the Irish say sounds like a question. You know what I mean? Like there's always that, isn't it? Right at the end of everything it always sounds like they're trying to ask a question, aren't they? Like everything is almost in the form of a question, which I find actually kind of charming, but not sure how it would play out on a microphone. We could always try, though. Finally, you got blue eye. That's right. My eyes are blue. They're just going to get a lot bluer. Yes. See? Full of Hope agrees. You look like a white Nelly. Oh, that might not be politically correct, but that's funny as hell. Mark, I angered a metal table in my garage, and I'd love to tell you a much better story, but I angered a metal table in the garage, and I stepped on a part of the undercarriage from the Prius that had come off in a car wash. To be really honest, it's my fault because that section of the garage is in disarray because of the move. So I have to step over these watch winders and things on the floor. And when I stepped over one, I stepped on this piece of plastic and my foot slid out and I came down like this and I caught my face. We're actually right up here on the side of the table. And it's just, so I don't know if you've ever had a black eye, you know that the blood tends to run down. And that's really where that's going to go. By tomorrow, this will just be a big bag of blood because that's usually how it works. Why do crabs never give to charity? Because they're selfish creatures. Shellfish creatures? Yeah, and that's really the thing, isn't it? Every single person, look at this. Speak of the devil. A friend stopped over whose brother-in-law passed. I'm so sorry to hear that, Lemmy. I really am. The table kicked my eye, oddly enough, right? Instead of my butt. Yeah, correct. I stand corrected. My eye was kicked by the table. But I was talking about you earlier, Lemmy, because I think that it was a joy to see you on the boat. It really was, and I look forward to seeing more of you on the boat. Why do bees hum? Because they don't know the tune. Ba-dum-bum. I mean, they don't know the words. Sorry. See that I blew it. Let me see if I can blow this up because I'm squinting like heck again, and that's never a good thing. A Sam's Car Wash ate some of my car. Well, I wish mine had been a Sam's Car Wash because I would be doing a lot better. Probably trying to get them to. That is a very interesting take. Tommy should name the dogs he will get Rolex and Timex. They could be his watchdogs. Nice. Good to see you, photographer. Dominic, that's interesting. It really is. It's I think addiction in general, you know what I mean? We slip. Christopher Cooper. Love watching these lives and keep replaying Johnny and Tommy throwing up. That's helping. That's the spirit. That's what I'm talking about. And if you don't look, right? If you watch that milk video without looking, it sounds remarkably like this. While somebody pours an entire half gallon of milk on the floor. That is one of the you know what, Dominic? Me too. It's one of the things that I know best. Christopher Cooper, watch the milk video and watch the Stroming videos. Those two. Lady Fiona Crispin always says that the Stroming video cheers her up whenever she's having a bad time. She can always watch the Stroming video, and it always makes her laugh. John, the opposite of addiction is connection. Absolutely love that. It is a stone cold fact. I think it's the reason that Full of Hope says, watch the milk at half speed. And then you get there. It really is pretty foul at half speed. Yes, the nasty stuff was surströmming, a delicacy according to some of the people. Rip Curl Readiness, good to see you, Rip. Glad you're here, my friend. Surströmming is a really unbelievable fish. When you get it in the can and you read the side, it says on it, fermenting fish, not fermented, but fermenting fish. In other words, while it's in the can, it's still doing its thing. And when you go to take the top off, it sprays this foul, disgusting smelling liquid. I mean, just absolutely sprays it all over the place. And it gets worse after that. Like, that's the highlight, is that the can trying to spit all over you. That's actually the highlight. I didn't watch the milk one because I'm lactose intolerant. Everybody who tries that challenge will be lactose intolerant when they're done. Hold on. I am trying to get sober and I don't have a great support system. A few of the people that have offered to help me are addicts themselves. I'm looking for someone that's sober that I can talk to. Well, then you're in the right place. Here's what you want to do, my friend. 2 things right from Jump Street. Number 1, reach out to me by sending me an email at sober, SOBER, at myyahoo.com. Not Yahoo, but myyahoo.com. All right. And then the second thing that you're going to want to do, if you're on Facebook, fantastic. Go over and look up the Lifeboat Facebook group page. That is where people connect with one another here on the boat, and they get 5 people that they can call if they're in any kind of trouble, right? And what we say is that everybody needs to have 5. In this day and age, it is impossible. If you have 5 sober people who are willing to talk to you, if you're in a pinch, there's no chance you don't get a hold of one of those people. If all else fails and you find that you don't have anybody yet to talk to, you can come to one of these videos, any video, and leave a comment under about 5 people's names, right? Randomly pick 5 people that have left a comment on any of the, and I don't mean the live comments here. I mean, when the shows are over, go to any show and pick 5 people and leave a comment that says, you know what, I really need to talk to somebody. They will reach out to you. I promise you. So one of the 5 will get a notification. But if you send me an email, I can talk to you about this further and kind of break down what it is that we, what it is we do and how we do it. Because talking to people who are still in the life, it's it very rarely works out. More often than not, those individuals, whether they want to or not, tend to bring the sober person back. It's not like the person trying to get sober is going to lift 4 addicts into sobriety. They're going to tend to drag you down. And it's not because they want to. It's just sort of the nature of addiction, I think. But truthfully, you're in a pretty good place right now. There's a lot of sober people here. Every time I want to blow off work around here and waste my life, like before I hear your words about some dirty room you lived in and how you got to start action. Well, there you go. Photographer, I'm glad that you're here, man. And that's my job, I think. Be a Michael Jordan rather than a LeBron James. What a very cool way to put that. Physic, do you see the Swiss Vapor right there? That's a heck of a start. Swiss has been sober, and that man beat everything. I don't think you could name a substance that he wasn't on. Christopher Cooper says, everyone needs a huge family like this, even if you already have one. You need, in my opinion, from someone you don't know. It means more. And that's sad to say, but family will naturally care and be upset. Here's the other thing. More often than not, when you talk to people in your family, most of them don't have the same afflictions that we do. And when you talk to somebody who has never been down that road, you're trying to explain the unexplainable. Because family says things like, why in the world would you continue to drink if you know it's going to ruin your life? Why in the world would you get out of prison sober and then start using again, right? To them, it's just stupidity because they don't have the disease that they don't know what it means to be uncomfortable in your own skin. And the only thing that has ever made that go away for most of us, prior to learning how to live sober, the only thing that made that go away was our drug of choice. And until people really understand that, so you're usually, no matter how much your family
no matter how much your family cares, it's usually just not something that's that simple. My family loves me to death and would do anything for me, but that doesn't mean they can understand, what you're going through. Most of us addicts have some person of family to rely to, I believe. No, there's always family you can rely on. It's just that they do not understand. You know what I mean? Like I've got so many people in my family that are there for me no matter what. But that doesn't mean they're going to understand why I got out of prison twice and did heroin immediately after getting out. That's not something you can make someone understand unless they're a drug addict. It just seems beyond comprehension, and it is. The only people that understand it. This is why group therapy is the gold standard for getting sober. It's because you don't have to sit and try to go, well, let me explain to you why I did what I did. We know why you did what you did. Let's get to the part where we fix it. Right? If I talk to somebody who's never been in the life, I will spend the first 45 minutes to an hour trying to explain the unexplainable. Alcohol is legal. My drug of choice is everywhere. Social gatherings, stores, commercials, not fair at all. It sees me like I don't see it. Still 2.5 years here. It's got easier every day. I've had long conversations with M. Hunt about this, and I don't think it really isn't fair. I mean, I thank God that they don't advertise heroin during the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? For people who struggle with alcohol, it is a very difficult road, but it can be done. It absolutely can be done. I promise you. Against all odds, my liver and kidneys are so grateful that I've stopped intentionally poisoning them, and that is exactly what it is. Make no mistake, that is exactly what it is. Charles has it summed up right here, man. Has it summed up right here. Peace and love to all. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. Cat, squirrel, praying, Tommy, praying, squirrel, nut zipper. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and this is a cat in a basket. What do you say, kitty? Yeah, all fun and games now. Chewing cords earlier. All right, people. I will be seeing you tomorrow morning right here on the lifeboat, live at the 5s. Thank you, Buddha. That's a very kind thing for you to say, man. But the boat does this, man. This is all you. All right. It's cat in the basket. Love you all. Love you all too. Have a great night, everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville. Bye-bye.